What's going on, guys? Time for another recap. So we'll hop right into it here. We'll start with the Twitter post here. So let me grab Twit or X or whatever you want to call it nowadays. I posted a few scalp trades once in a while in the morning just for a couple of free scalpers, just for the freebies, for the people to, kind of see how we do here in Hyper Scalp. 423.60, 427.45. That is the price level in the Fibonacci extension of the short call. And I put a short scalp quick move down to the POC or volume area high. Okay. And I use 5 minute and 1 minute back and forth both for these trades. So for this one, I wanted to see a tag of 427.45 in pre-market, have it come back down to the POC on the 1 minute. Now we can't really see that right now because the POCs recalculate and so on and so forth. So let me grab my other Twitter post where I said the target was going to be and hit right here. So we had a beautiful target hit of the short entry. So entry 427.45, 423.6, all the way down to POC. As you can see here, the red line is my POC. We're looking for the 100 EMA, 100 Fib, POC, any of those. So beautiful NQ short this morning. And that did resolute with a couple Apex accounts that we had. So we did pretty good on that. We have some good P&Ls there stacked up, 225. And that was a single contract. So if you see one NQ, 225, very slow and controlled trade there. Nothing too crazy. If you're interested in seeing this trade play out live, there is a live video on my channel, and I posted it right here on Twitter as well. So I traded and talked to you guys through this entire trade.
We got 9 of
this morning for
Apex regular accounts,
the NQ short
right
that I just mentioned. So if you want to take a peek at that, check out further YouTube channel. So let's get into today. We had a massive gap up. So obviously we're going to use that gap strategy we're working on here. Okay. And I've posted about, so please check the other videos. We have a gap up right here. Let's ignore some of these anchors, make it a little cleaner. So what we do here is we take a Fibonacci, and I usually like to do, because we don't have much, we have the opening. So you can do open to the gap fill, which is going to be the last 5 minute candle high. And this is where we're going to get our short targets from, or long extensions. Now, because of the box, we usually use the Fibonacci's 100%, right? Right here, and 0%. So that's our box. And we have this opportunity to utilize that further. Now, we knew we were really extended, and something about the 5 minute chart here on the Mac was telling you that we were crossed and we were downsided. It was just showing a ton of divergence on the squeeze up. So resulting in a hurry up and wait for a short, right? So above the 100 Fib, usually we like to see something push up to the 1618, but this is a technical driven day. We don't have a catalyst for today. No big news, no CPI, no Powell. It's just a Q earnings continuation, Q1, as we kind of move into certain things. So technically speaking, a pop to downside, which we've been seeing a run up in pre-market, selling back down, going flat, and then running up again after hours and at the end of the day, has been the collective consensus over and over again the last like 2-3 days. So that pattern still sticks. So we have the gap here, right? And then if we fail the 100 Fib, we usually come back into the golden pocket. So right now we have failed the top, and I'll show you how we can identify that off the cues here. We're just talking about SPY right now, pushing down, lower high, coming back down, and eventually we'll get down to this golden pocket area, right? And that'll be a nice short. So right now it's telling you that it's been trying to push lower, but every single pop should be shorted on this trend until you get down to the golden pocket, which your target's going to be right here, right around 486.50 is my guess for new low day through the afternoon. Has a potential for it. Let's get to the TOS here and talk about Qs. So Qs was the one I traded with today. We did 10,050 on the real account. I passed 2 more 100K accounts because Apex does have a funded 1-day deal they just posted. So it's 80% off. If you're interested in trading with Apex or passing these accounts like this in a single trade, these are 100K accounts that I traded today in one trade session. Took 3 green trades off the dump candle right here, off the 1618, all the way down to the purple view app. And we'll go over that trade in a second. But I did pass 3 more 100K accounts to add to the real accounts / not really real live accounts you get paid out for in Apex. If you're interested in trading with them, they're by far the best prop firm, in my opinion, to scalp futures with. There are links in the description. If you think these videos have enough value to use my link, go on for it. We appreciate it here. So let's talk about this move. Now, the algo was the most important. So you see me talking a lot about these algo after hours and pre-market candles, right? So this is a 5 minute chart. We're going to drop down to the 1 minute chart. We're going to see the high low of this algo and see where I picked the top using Fibonacci. So I utilized the 1 minute candle top to bottom. So drew our box, right? So what do we look for? 161.8, right? And so that general area is going to be a pullback zone for us. So I knew we had a opportune long. So I called for my group anything that pulls away and shies, because we just talked about shying. We shied the 666. That's the purple dash line right here on the 1 minute. Shied that on the Qs really well. And we came down for a nice double bottom. And what about this double bottom makes the most sense that it was going to run away to the upside? Divergence in our indicators, our oscillations, the two simplest indicators we always use here. Lows, higher lows, lows, higher lows. Look at that RSI. Look at that MACD on the minute. Looks fantastic. So we swapped to a long biased immediately after the pop to drop call, which we had on Twitter and in the pre-market. Worked out very well at the open as well. So popped into the 423.60 for a live tag. So you can get these trades a lot of the times twice, because something will happen in pre and something will happen in live. Okay. That's why I trade both. So when we had this tag right here, I called this one on Twitter down to the POC and or purple VWAP 100 EMA, and then back up. We needed a live tag because it did not live tag 423.60 yet. So it magneted back right up and then dumped out. So another early morning short that we had taken on some other scalp accounts on the main account to get us up to 1050 on the big accounts today. So for that momentum trade, I had initially seen this force up and I seen the indicators going. I'm like, yeah, it's going to force up. Please do not touch this until we get up to the 1618. So I was screaming in my chat room, just screaming. I said, please don't short in this. I see the POC. I know you see a double top. It's coming up. There's resistance at pre-market. No. It's going straight up. And we called it all the way to the 1618. Where did we get that 1618? It's from the pre-market algo, right? So this pre-market algo, top to bottom, fibbed it out. And then this is the short. I made the, well, it's Apex accounts, so not funded yet, but they are funded now. Made the 6,215 times 3. So it came into this 1618, right? And then we had some really big volume profile that stepped up. It broke lower high. And I said, okay, we are fully ramped up. We were in a full algo buy, big old squeeze up, big nasty one. Not really squeeze. I shouldn't say squeeze. It's fast paced. It's a grind up. And when they slow down these candles on grind ups on the minute chart, when they start to produce these really tiny, slow candles, that's when they just slowly force it up on you until you get a reputable resistance. There's no problem with picking tops or bottoms for scalps if you have a reputable system to work with. And that's what we designed here. So a 1618 developed from the algo candle is the exact top of this pullback, plus minus a couple cents. So I shorted into that, into the lower high. And where does it usually go? Well, targets for these, I use the VWAP bands, right? So let's shrink this down a little bit so you can see. And these VWAP bands are 2 deviation out. So standard deviation center, or I'm sorry, the VWAP deviation center here, 0 rather, is in the purple, and then the +2 is in the orange, -2, it's in the blue. And what we see is usually, generally, when we get a squeeze back up hardcore into the orange +2, we look for a reputable resistance to take our chance at a short, okay? And then go back long. So our target, or my target, was purple VWAP. So I actually shorted this drop right here for the big one, got the purple VWAP, came back up to this consolidation zone. All I had to do is look at oscillation indicators and knew she was going to go higher one more time. Pushed all the way up, and the same scenario happened. Okay, so let's take a peek at our indicators and how we're being so patient, right? So here's the high and divergence again. RSI lows, MAC lows. What happened? Market hit highs on divergence, right? We can't have that. Our divergence here is telling us what's going to happen ahead of time here. Sometimes in the lagging hitters, we catch those. So you would go short on the orange VWAP, right? You stop out obviously at like 430.50, something that has a reputable half whole dollar, because we are in all-time highs. You can't just pick a random level from the past because it doesn't exist. It's creating historic markers right now. So we need to pick something that's half whole dollar, like 430.50, 430, 429.50, something psychological and half and whole. So 429.50 cents, 429, so on and so forth. I would have stopped out above, hard open closes, 430.50. Okay. So again, we see divergence right here. Beautiful. And we see the bottom. Pow. We drop out, pow, we're still dropping out, pow. And we needed to see the 666 catch up. So we got the 666 right here. It'll cause a little bit of support, probably pop it a little bit more. But all these shorts, these two really big shorts, were extremely easy to see. Let's talk about this other consolidation here we've seen too. Anything above the purple VWAP to run that back up, you had a beautiful short entry, a beautiful long entry. Look at this divergence here. Flat consolidation versus higher low, higher high RSI and MAC, both telling you again. So you had not one, not two, but 3 primo trades developed off of the oscillation indicators alone. And that's really all we use besides volume. So in some VWAP. So a couple of moving averages are just for show, right? So back to the basics here. We did our gap strategy, and I want to tell you, like I said, we're going to come down into the golden pocket. Okay, why do we have 2 right here? Delete one of those. We're going to come back down to the golden pocket, right? And the golden pocket is above or below the 50. So once it got trapped inside the fib box, guys, 100 to 0, this is the fib box. Once price action broke out, it had a chance to move to the 1618. When it did not want to move to the 1618, it came back in what? the 100% fib where we started the gap drawing. So what does it have to do? It comes down, gets stuck, and provides confirmation. So look at this confirmation. Look how perfect this was right here. Break. Here's the level. Big POC, right? Breaks POC, retest POC and the 100. So this channel between the 100 fib and the POC is resistance. Confirmation, and we are already coming into the target we had mentioned in the beginning of the video. As I said, it would drop out a little bit further into the golden pocket. So snapping, trending, down, keeping it down. Now, we don't call tops markets or anything like that here. They can do whatever it wants to do pending earnings and how we're going to fluff this up as we go. But these day trades and these scalps that allow us some life-changing money, especially through prop firms where it's very, very limited money. There's an 80% discount in Apex. If you use the description of mine below, there's a code there for you. There's a link to get the traffic through, and it gives you 80% off. So if you're interested in trade with us, and if you purchase something from me from that link, and I see it come up on the affiliate, please message me on Twitter. I'll answer questions for you. I'll help with your indicators. I'll answer your questions. I mean, you're supporting me. I would happily support you. So quick recap for the day here. And next for what we're looking for is, since we're in the FOMO MOMO melt up here, is to continue the Q1 earnings, right? So the earnings that are coming up here, I think Tesla's coming up next year pretty soon. Next week, we should have Powell and some more catalysts, but we are getting into more data-driven days tomorrow and the next day. So Thursday and Friday, we are going to have some bigger fireworks to light here in the market. But we are surviving this chop very well, especially with just minimum $1,000 a day. We're at 116 or 17 days green right now. I have to look back. But all the poster made on Twitter. We've been doing this live for many, many moons. So if you want to join us, the link is in the description. And I hope this helps, and I'll see you on the next one.